Hey everybody. I've been talking a lot lately about design interviews and design portfolios and how to get a job, and been putting out a lot of content specifically around like how to craft your portfolio and how you're going to use it and what people are looking for. Now I want to switch it up a little bit and talk about design interview questions. Specifically, what you should be asking a company when you are in an interview. And so really there's kind of two levels of questions. The first one is the ones you typically think of. It's like, hey, what does it look like to work here day to day? How big are teams? How long do projects last? How do you interact with clients? Definitely this day to day, what's the design process look like and how am I involved in it? And those are all questions you should absolutely be asking. But I think there's a missed opportunity here. I don't ever get anybody that walks through the door and asks me about what the company, me representing the company in this case, what they think about design. And so here's what I mean. If you're gonna go apply for a design job at a company, whether that company's entire job is design, like it's a design agency, or it's a company and they make a product and the design department is just one department inside a company with many departments, doesn't matter. That company has an opinion about design. And what you wanna find out is, what do they think about design? How do they view it? What does it mean to them? Because that's really going to impact a lot of the context around what the day-to-day looks like. So let me give you an example. You can get a job at a company that's an awesome company. They've got a great name. They're a huge local, I don't know, superstore, whatever. But their design department, maybe for whatever reason politically, maybe their design department is kind of not looked upon as capable or whatever, and they come up with great ideas, but there's just no political power to get anywhere. So a type of question you could ask is, how does leadership view the design department? Internally inside your organization, what challenges does the design department face? It's a really sort of probing question, almost invasive, but I think it's honestly a super smart question. Like, you're signing your life into this situation for 40 hours a week. And so trying to understand either what their struggles are internally, and it might be hard to get out of them in that sort of one interview, is super important. But you need to ask the questions, because you're giving them, particularly if you're younger in your career, you're like, oh man, I just want that job. I want that job. And you're super pumped because, employment. But the point is you've got the value, and they seem like the big company with all the money and the opportunity, but you're the one who's actually trading something away to them that's super valuable, and that's your time and your talent. And granted, there's two-way exchange, but you want to find out what you're getting into, right? So asking them and trying to understand where they're at, like, how does your company view design and how does it treat designers or the design department, is one question. Another thing you can do is ask, hey, what is the inside the marketplace, like that company occupies some kind of place inside the marketplace. Like, whether it's a design agency, they're competing with other designers. If it's a product development agency, where it's like I said, where it's a design department inside many other types of departments. Let's take like a car manufacturer, Ford or something like that. Say you work in the design department in Ford. What you'd want to know is, so strategically speaking, what are the company's biggest challenges, and how does it going to use design to solve them? Does it want to use design to solve them? Do we matter to the company's strategic efforts? So what this does is help you understand, one, it shows that you're kind of thinking at a higher level, and two, design can be utilized inside a company at multiple different levels. It can be, a company might say, design's kind of frosting, we do all our work, and at the end, we kind of just polish it up with the design department, and they make it look good. And that might be fine, and that might be fine for what you want. But there's other companies that say, design's a super important part of our process and how we innovate in the marketplace. So our design team's super tied to our strategic efforts. And that might be more what you want. Personally, I find that exciting. It just means there's a typically better conversation and communication alignment between the strategic efforts of the company and the design department, whose job it is to help execute those efforts. The better that conversation is, usually the better the environment is for the design team. So that's it. I think, you want to ask that baseline layer of questions about, what's the day-to-day look like there, but take the time and the opportunity to ask those bigger questions about what is the company's strategic goals and how is the design department, which, obviously you'd be part of that, how are they supporting that? What's the design team's role in it? And then of course, how is design team viewed internally? Like, does the top brass of the company, do they care what we do? Do they not? How's it viewed? And there's no right or wrong answer. It's just what is going to be good for you and having that awareness of where you want to fit into it. So ask those questions. They're big questions. They're good questions. You might not get an answer that's total clarity. They're super complex questions, but it'll show you're thinking from a higher level and asking good questions so you have a better idea of where you want to go.